it's Lewis Williams, Keller Williams Real Estate, and the question of the day: why should you avoid pricing your house too high? David?
Hey,
Do we not talk about this every day? This
Every
is my
day.
good old listing specialist, David McLaughlin, if you don't know him. And we actually go over these objection handlers all the time because these are things that constantly come up in listing presentations when discussing pricing a house.
Every day. We call people whose listings expired for one reason or another.
Yeah.
And a lot of
sometimes
times
it is
it's
price is
Yeah.
part of that conversation, and their previous agent just didn't have the information or didn't pass on the information properly enough
Yeah.
to allow the seller to make a good educated decision. So we're going to talk about 4 reasons to avoid pricing your house too high. David, give me number 1.
So the first one is going to be sticker shock.
Yeah, well, we don't want to price the house too high.
You don't
Why
wanna
would
price
you
it
not want to do that? I mean, we could always price it 10 or 20% higher and come down, right?
Well, even when we do price things higher, a lot of sellers say they want to price it higher so that, and they say, well, the buyer can just
Make an offer.
Right.
How many times have we heard that?
a million times. But the thing about that is, remember a couple Mondays ago we were talking about technology, and people have all this information in their pocket now. Essentially, they've got the MLS in their pocket, and a lot of buyers are afraid of insulting a seller. They don't want to write an offer that's below the market value because they don't want to insult the seller. And so what they end up doing is they find another house that's in their price range, and they just go there instead. They don't even waste their time looking at the house or making an offer.
Or
They
even
just go somewhere
worse,
else.
the agent that's accompanied the buyer takes them to our house, knowing that it's overpriced, so she can go down the street and show them all the priced houses that are
selling your
priced
neighbor's
better.
house. You're helping your
So
neighbor
in the
sell their
eyes
house.
of the buyer, the value is not at our house; they're at the houses down the street.
Exactly.
It's easier sell for the potential
Absolutely.
agent. Market time. What happens when you price the house 5 or 10% above market?
Yeah, so when you price at 5 or 10% of the market, you end up longer on the market. One, because buyers see that it's overpriced. But let's say you need to be at 250 and you're priced at 260 or 275. Well, if people are only searching up to 250, and you might be willing to take 250, but you're priced at 260, your house isn't searching up for, or it isn't showing up for people in their search.
Right.
Again, your home would be perfect for them at 250. You would take that, but you're priced $10,000 high. You're missing buyers.
A little rule of thumb that I use at listing presentations: say market time's 30 days at your property price point. Every reduction that we have to do moving forward, it will extend that market time double. So if we have to do one reduction because we haven't hit the price right from the get-go, it'll go to 60 days. Then it'll go to 120 days.
Yeah.
So it's better just to price it fairly to what people are willing to pay for the home and get it sold in a timely fashion.
Exactly.
Next one, carrying costs. What happens when you're holding the house for 6 months?
Well, your bank still wants you to make a payment.
Oh, interesting.
And the assessor is also going to expect to be paid for those days that you own the house.
And what about all the utilities that have to be paid?
You got to keep those on too.
Oh.
So you can really quickly, especially if you have a mortgage on the home, you can quickly outpace yourself just by making payments on it every month with interest that you're not going to get back.
Yeah, right. So carrying costs come into
you
factor,
gotta
and then you
figure
sit
that
there for
out.
6 months, you haven't sold, and your carrying costs are $2,500 a month. That could add up pretty quick.
And the other thing is you could end up all of a sudden on the market outside of peak selling season, getting closer to
Timing
the
will
holidays
change.
or
Yeah.
after school starts or hurricane season shows up and people don't want to buy because they're afraid it's going to get washed into the ocean.
Here's something I use. Your house is most valuable the day it hits the market.
That's right.
Period. And each day it sits on the market, it starts to erode value, and ultimately we're going to end up selling for less if we don't have it priced right from the beginning, which leads us to the last number 4 point, selling for less.
You're
What
gonna sell
happens
for
when you
less.
sit on the market for a long time?
Well, we know that the longer you sit on the market, the lower the offer is going to be that you're going to get. Again, buyers have access to the number of days it's been on the market, and a lot of the public websites do not reset their day on market counter until the property sells, and then it goes back to 0. So you end up.
Yeah. So what would you do
Yeah.
if a house has been sitting on the market 300 or 400 days? It's been priced at the same price. You're probably going to come in thinking that it's been sitting there for a long time, and they might want to sell or are desperate to
Right.
sell, and they would take much less for it.
Yeah.
So ultimately, the home always sells for less the longer time.
And the reality check that I give a lot of sellers, especially when we're dealing with overpricing, is nobody in the world will value your home more than you,
Yes.
as long as you own it, except for the tax assessor. He thinks
There
it's
you
worth
go.
more than you do.
Right.
But as long as you're owning your home, nobody in the world is going to value it more than you until they move in. Then they'll value it.
Take a little bit more
Yeah.
care of it. Well, if pricing is a discussion that you're thinking about, you want an idea what the value is on your home, what's selling in the neighborhood, look us up. We'd love to do a free, no obligation market analysis on your property. You could call us at 985-237-0712 or private message us on Facebook. Let us know if we can help you. Thanks.
See ya.